Okay, we are going to start our October Club Q kit, and it's called Autumn Leaves Begin to Fly. In this kit, we suggest for Powder Puff Chalking Inks peppermint stick, oak tree, and fall leaves. But as I always say, if you have something in your stash that you would like to use, you go ahead and choose any colors you would like. This would look really nice with mocha, amaretto, any of the browns. You can add some yellows. We are going to get started with the cutting diagram first. So I pulled out the cutting diagram. I'm going to get my trimmer out here. And it looks like we are going to need an orange dot paper and plain brown. So I have the orange dot, and I'm going to do this one first. It looks like you have lots of extra in here. We're going to cut the 1-inch strips off the side here. So we'll put it in at 1 inch and trim 1 inch. Oops. And trim. Oops. Blade's getting stuck. And then it's also not quite 12 inches, so we want to cut just 1/4 of an inch off of the ends. So I'm going to put them in at the same time and just cut just 1/4 of an inch off. So just a little bit off the end. Set those aside to be ready for later, and then we're going to cut a 4.5 by 6.5. And you have lots of paper to work with, so whatever way you put it in at this point will work. So I'm going to do 4.5 by 6.5. So I'm going into the 4.5 and trim, turn it this way. 6.5. And if I get going too fast, just hit pause, get caught up, and then hit play again. Okay, so that was the 4.5 by 6.5. This is going to be 4 by 5 3/4. So I'm going to do the 4 first. So lots of paper to work with here, so whichever way you put it in. So there's 4 by 5 3/4. And this is all just extra pieces. Just go ahead and set those aside. You can use them later. And then we will do the brown 12 by 12. So this on this side is 5.5 by 11 3/4. So I'm going to do the 5.5 strip by 11 3/4. You know what? I think I didn't quite cut those little dotted strips at 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so you have a 5.5 by 11 3/4. And then we need a 6 by 8. So I'm going to put it in the long way and do 8 inches. This is just extra. Turn it and do 6. And we have our 2 cutting diagrams out of the way. The other things that you need to cut out is your little journaling sheet, your vellum square. I think that's it in this one. Then I'm going to move my trimmer, because I think we're done cutting everything. And I'm going to move in our background pieces. Our 2 white background pieces. And then we are going to just start layering from there on page 1, you want to take the largest brown piece that we just cut, and then we have and actually I need to make sure this is, I don't think, oh, these are, you needed to trim these out. I'm sorry. I did that before I turned the camera on. So the sheet that has all the yellow stripes, go ahead and hit pause, trim those out around the yellow stripe pieces. And I think, yeah, I didn't trim these off at the end. I'm just going to use my scissors here, trim the little piece off the end. Okay, so once you have all your pieces cut out, we're going to start with page 1. One of the strips, and I'm going to lay this out before I glue anything down so I know that I have it in the spots that I want it. Oops. And then you had 2 strips that you cut out of the orange dot. That goes just below it. And it's not even, we need to separate these, but not even quite 1/4 of an inch of white in between. This is also why I like to, I think I have one more cut here. This is why I like to lay it out so I can see that I have the spacing right before I glue it down. I think I missed a cutting here. I did. So we are going to bring our trimmer back out because I forgot I had little pieces to cut, not just the diagram. So you should have a 5 by 11 3/4, I believe. 5 by 10 1/2. Let's see. It's the white piece like this, 5 by 10 1/2. And we are going to cut it into 3 3.5 by 5 pieces. So we're going to turn it this way to 3.5. It's already at 5 inches this way, so we're going to 3.5 and trim, then 3.5 and trim. And that gives us our 3. I believe needs changed, I think. That gives us our 3 white pieces. The other cut we need to make is out of this piece here. It's 2 inches by 11 3/4. We're going to cut it at 1 down the middle and make 2 strips. And then we can move on with the page because we have our strips that we'll need. Okay, sorry about that. Get that out of the way, and I think we are done with the cutting. So the next one would be this red flourishy piece. And then after that, we have, out of your die cut, we have 2 orange strips that need to go at the bottom. This is going to finish off the page. And then while we're doing this, I am going to go ahead and set up page 2 as well. So this, when you punched out your die cuts, you have a piece where 3 leaves come out of the middle. We are actually using this big piece. So like I say, with every Quick Quotes kit, don't throw stuff away when you punch things out, because a lot of times we use the negatives because you'll never see the holes right here. And these will go on this side. And then you just do the same pattern going this way. So we have a yellow stripe. And feel free to hit pause and chalk these up at any point. I'll chalk one of a couple of pieces up here in just a second. So we have the yellow, the orange dot, the red flourish. Once you get these in the place where you would like them, go ahead and hit pause and you can glue them down. I just like to see how everything fits on here first before I do that. Okay, so we are going to start layering the photo backers on. So on page 2, you have the large, I think it's 6x8 brown. You have a white that fits in the middle of it. I believe that's a 5x7. And then an orange piece on top of that. So again, you go ahead and chalk them up as you go. I'm going to chalk actually this top one. And when you place this on here, you place it so that you can't see any of the negative from your die cut. I'll chalk this one up. I'm using pumpkin pie actually. I like this bright orange color. You choose the color that works best for you. If you want a little more antique look, go ahead and use a brown, like mocha or amaretto, chocolate malt. And then this gets adhered right on top here. You have a little bag of brads in there, and you can choose which ones you want to use over there. We use 2 red on this page, 4 orange on this page, but you choose however you want to put them on. And I would use a paper piercer to put a hole right in near the corner there and just push your brads through. Your little journaling sheet, we are actually going to, I'm going to trim this down a little bit, cut that end piece off. You can do this with your trimmer if you would like. And then I'm just going to cut it in half so that I have a little bit on the top and a little bit on the bottom. This is really good for just adding maybe a little title and then some dates down here. Your autumn leaves vellum gets just laid right on top of your yellow, oh no, I'm sorry, on the white piece that fits right behind it. I think it's about a 4.5 by 4.5. Again, you can use your brads, choose the color that you would like. I have two red ones in the top here. This is going to be held down by some leaves. So you put 2 red brads in the top. And then to hold the bottom down, you just choose one of your, one large leaf and then 2 small leaves that came out of here. So that gets adhered right on there, and that's what will hold that down. You have a, let's see, where is it? I think it's a 4x6. That goes right underneath there for a photo backer. And then on your page 1, remember to chop these up, give them a little extra dimension. These are ones I also like to lay out first so that I get my spacing right. And you should have out of all of these, you can choose the ones that you want to use. We used some of the back. I'm going to get the yellow ones on here first. So there is yellow photo backer, a yellow. And then what we chose is the flourish side here and here. And you can look at the backs and see which ones you want to use. Some are brighter than others. And then I used this side. So I love this kit because it is beautiful with our new Rendezvous paper. I love this bright fall paper line, which we also have on our website. If you want the whole pack of this line, it's gorgeous line. I love it. My new fave. But with this kit, it's really, really pretty simple to put together. You don't want to glue this down completely until you have your pictures in there, and then you can kind of place the leaves exactly how you want them so that it doesn't cover up your photos. This works best if you have a glue pen. Put it a little on the back of the letters, just a little bit of glue pen. You don't need to cover the entire thing, just a few dots will hold it on there. A few dots here and there. And then, oops, I forgot the dotted part. This is why I don't glue it down until the very end. So this goes right on top of there. Super simple kit, but I just love these papers. Fun fall colors. I hope you have the perfect pictures to put in them. I hope you enjoyed Club Q this month. Thank you so much for being a member, and we will see you next time.